Hi everyone! Welcome back to PhD Clinicals. Today I would like to share with you the top 5 tips for writing a good review paper. I hope these tips will be useful to you. Tip number 1. Define the scope. Whether you voluntarily or being forced to write a review paper, it is important to know what to write. So how to do that? You can select a topic that you are interested in. Find 3 to 5 relevant papers and do some background study. Try to identify the gap of knowledge. You can look at the layout, content, and the writing style of the review papers. You can either follow their way of writing or try to mix and match. Adopt what is good and make it your piece of work. Once you have a rough idea, discuss them with your supervisors and collaborators. Everyone has their preference, so every party must reach a consensus on the layout and content of the paper before you start writing. Trust me, this is very crucial because you don't want to go through the same paper again and again. You can also discuss the journal that you want to publish at. Select a journal as a target and a few as a backup. Make sure the content would fit the scope of the journals. Make sure the word limit, number of tables and figures, as well as references suit the requirement of the journals. This will make your life much easier. Tip number 2. Find related paper. How to know which research articles or review papers are useful for you? You can read at the abstract to have a rough idea. For me, what I did was I divided my review paper into a few sections and subsections. I focused on every subsection. I tried to find as many relevant papers as possible. It was hard for me to remember all the papers I have read. Therefore, I will prepare a Word document, write the title of the paper and important points from each paper. I put all the important points in a table of comparison. In the end, it will be much easier for me to decide which paper should I mention first and which should I cite later. I will take note if the paper has nice figures. If yes, I will select a figure from each paper and compound 3 to 4 of them into a single figure. With that, I can have a rough idea of that small subsection and slowly the whole structure of the review paper. Tip number 3. Present critical discussion in your writing. A good review paper not only covers the summary of the latest development in the field, but also your insight about it. You might ask, I don't even know what's the topic. How should I give critical comments on others' work? Who am I to criticize when I'm new to the field? Anyway, back to the critical discussion in the writing, I would suggest tips number 1 and number 2. Refer and extract information from the existing paper. This would be helpful especially with the challenges and future prospect sections. Another tip I find it useful is I would search the article in the research guide. From there, you can find which papers have cited that particular article and what were the comments given. It serves as a good source of references, especially when you are not familiar with the topic. You may also give a general search on the subject, advantages and disadvantages. As long as it makes sense and you cite the references, that should be fine. For example, you have been trying to find some information about a certain topic, but you couldn't find it. Perhaps you can say that there is a gap of knowledge of this subject. This can be a good point. Tip number 4. Cite good and recent papers. Try to refer to the papers published in high impact factor journals. While it doesn't mean that those papers are perfect, we can only say that it is more reliable in some way. There are also good papers published in low impact factor journals. The reason for citing good papers is because it increases the chance of your paper being accepted in high impact factor journals. For example, if you are targeting to publish in journal A, you can cite more papers published in journal A. Also, when you are nominating reviewers for your review papers or for your papers, you can cite a few papers of theirs. Technically, the reviewer needs to be fair, but we are all human. They will be happy to recommend your papers if at the same time their papers will get more citations. It is a win-win situation. Most importantly, preferably refer to the paper published not more than 3 years. This is because first, the information in those papers contain essence from the old papers and are updated. Second, it takes time to publish a review paper, especially when there will be multiple revisions from your supervisors, collaborators, and even the reviewer from the journals. By the time the paper is published, it will take another 1 to 2 years. Hence, it is important to make sure that the content is still up to date when it is published. Tip number 5. Start writing. It is normal if you feel reluctant to write. Perhaps in this case, the deadline is the key. Like usually we say, the closer the deadline, the higher the work efficiency. You can plan your writing milestones and try your best to stick to them. Give yourself some rewards if you can complete each small milestone. It can be as short as 1 paragraph. As long as you start writing, it is an achievement. There are times when you are in the mood, you will write a lot. When you are not in the mood, just do what you feel like. Don't have to feel guilty. Take your time as long as it is within the timeline. Understanding what suits you the best is important. To conclude, the top 5 tips for writing a good review paper are 1. Define the scope. 2. Find related paper. 3. Present critical discussion. 4. Cite good and recent papers. And 5. Start writing. That's all from me. Hope these 5 tips will be useful to you. Please like, share and subscribe to our channel. Feel free to leave your comments in the chat box if you have any thoughts. Till then, bye bye. Till then, bye bye.